Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your main host, Rico Roxx, host of Social Symbolism. This is episode 73, Morning Sunrise Rants show. It's going to be episode 73 of Social Symbolism. I haven't dropped the show in a while. I decided to go ahead and get back to it, so please enjoy. For anybody who has never heard this show, just a podcaster amongst many other things, and we're getting into it. I have a lot of mental interest. Physical interest, high perception, curiosity. So please enjoy the program and let the mind be free. What up, Stokov? Thank you. Sotov. The Mirror Reflection Podcast. Think high, crew. It's following social symbolism. Hell yeah. University. It's popping, baby. It's popping, y'all. It's your main man, Rico Roxx, coming at you live right now. I'm walking home. I decided to stop the walk home and sat down at this random noodle place. I'm gonna sit down at this noodle place for a minute. Hey, yeah, I just got off of work. Just got up my ass off of work. Hell yeah, so I'm ready to keep on going, baby. But yeah, absolutely. The word of the day is adaptability, adaptation, adapt. Different situations call for a different version of you, I feel. Absolutely. I'm about to wet my noodle, actually. And so, needless to say, right now, life is calling on a very particular me, and I'm in the driver's seat. For sure. Because I could just act off instinct or act off of comfort, or I could choose to have poise and I would say poise and grace, for example, something like this. Grace, okay, tranquility, perhaps, maybe resolve, maybe something along these lines of rising to the occasion, to have nerves of steel, and just suck it the fuck up. Just suck it the fuck up. Exactly, Lou Rock. That's one thing I fuck with Lou Rock for, man. Lou Rock, man, is a positive Sally. He's a positive Phil. I don't know what's a P name with a P. Patrick. He's a positive Patrick, man. I think it's healthy. Man. I used to be a hyper optimist. I still am pretty optimistic, but I definitely am not as optimistic as I used to be. stuff like this. I used to tell everybody stay positive. That's the way I used to tell people when I would leave a homie's house. Whenever I would leave a situation and I had to say goodbye to somebody, most commonly people say be safe or take care or see ya. But my old slogan was stay positive. I said that to everybody. Positive Peter, positive penis. And I hope he's not saying HIV positive penis because Lurock, that's the one thing he's negative. HIV. Welcome, Short Pants Robert, to the circle, to the conversation. I was just talking about how a different version of circumstance requires a different version of you, the person in which the paradigm falls. And it's not necessarily desirable, it's not necessarily comfortable, what I reckon is it's necessary. It definitely could fall under the category of necessary. Just because it's almost like being a leader. It's not necessarily because it's fair, not necessarily because it's easy, but it's because it's necessary. It's fucking necessary, guys. HIV, hole in vagina. All right, so Lurock does have HIV. He's a hole in vagina kind of guy. Welcome, Short Pants Robert. I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you pop on in here. I decided to stop on the way home from work today. I decided to stop at a local closed business and sit on one of their lovely seats here in front of their business before business hours. And it's the mood of the day is adaptability and stuff like this, and it is making the best out of your situation, not making the worst out of it, not being too angry at the God or the world, or not blaming God or the world, but really embracing it, embracing the suck, embracing the shit. If you can handle that, if you can handle embracing the difficult, the uncomfortable, the unfair, more power to you. More power to you. If you can't handle it, good luck. I mean, it's one of those things. When the tough get going, the going get tough. It is really it's an opportunity. I think it's an opportunity to. It's almost like that guy. I think Job in the Bible. Not to be biblical, but just a quick example. The faith idea, the idea of faith against fairness, the faith in the face of anger, faith in spite of validity, because if life is beating you up, if life is fucking, if you're just so uncomfortable and so used and abused and unsatisfied and all these kind of things, it's the line of dominoes falls, so why wouldn't you fall? If all the pieces that were around you are falling, why not you? Why not you fall? Well, I guess that's why we're not dominoes, right? I guess that's why we're people. I would say it's don't let yourself down. Don't let yourself down. I'm not saying nobody's gonna be perfect in this room. Nobody's gonna be perfect. I'm not saying if you're not perfect, you're a piece of shit. But just like Blue Rock always says, stay positive and don't lose your mind in a rough situation, because then when the storm goes away, then what? Then you were just a motherfucker who couldn't handle the storm. So to all my friends and all my listeners with sea legs, this one's for you. All right, Lou Rock is tearing up the chats, folks. And just to stick with the positive motif of the show this morning, I want to leave us, before I take my first song break of the show, I want to leave us with a powerful quote here. And that is, the willow tree knows what the storm does not. That the power to endure adversity and damage outlives the ability to inflict it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, I've been quiet lately. I've been ultra quiet on the broadcast lately because I was gathering my thoughts. And I still am. I still am gathering my thoughts. I feel like it's a bit of weakness that I'm hiding my thoughts instead of just expressing every moment of my development. Because I feel like that's the OG thing to do, is say, fuck, I don't care what I'm going through, I'm going to broadcast it. And I've been pretty profound at that, actually, in my years. I've always been pretty transparent. But right now, I've been shut in. I've been isolating myself from broadcasting because of complexity and shit like this. But I have at least, the nice thing about taking a break, the nice thing about being quiet is my talk muscle is probably really strong. I probably have a shit ton to say since I haven't been talking. I could talk for hours probably, more than likely. But I was like a hermit crab. I retreated into my shell, but I never forgot about you guys. I never forgot about the listeners. I never forgot about the dream. I never forgot about the mission. I never forgot about any of that. But anyways, let me get back to my point I was making right before I had to fucking take an emergency leak. Chaos, folks. Chaos theory. So the world we live in, it is an engine of novelty. We live in a universe the universe is, like, if you were to put the description for the universe, like, what is the universe? What is the universe? Like, is it a space? Is it time? It is an engine. See, the universe is an engine, ladies and gentlemen. It is an engine. It is an engine of complexity and novelty. And that is a human, if you want to just get it to a human paradigm, I was thinking of the word soothing, but I don't know if soothing is the word I'm looking for. It is not soothing, perhaps, but understandable for perhaps. It's only the desire. Let me put it this way. If you were born into a world with entitlement, being entitled to a good life, for example, you're born into Jeff Bezos' kid. If you're Jeff Bezos' kid, Hillary Clinton's family, something like this. Fucking some rich oil tycoon in Saudi Arabia, perhaps. Maybe some high-level fucking person in the North Korean army. Fucking just right under Kim Jong-un. Like this entitled privilege. I know I'm spinning a rabbit hole here, but hear me out. Our environment dictates our expectation for life. For example, so right now, drugs, stuff like this, certain drugs are illegal, but in history, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. Been watching a lot of documentaries about history and stuff. History is a wild, wild place, folks. The more I realize how wild history is, and how wild just events of Earth. Now, I wasn't there, so I can't guarantee. I'm speculating. It's a lot of speculation, but it's bear with me, because everybody could just say the simulation. We live in a simulation, and the simulation started the day we were born, and everything before that doesn't exist. That's one theory. One theory is that we were born. Oh, let me see here. Humble dog, welcome, humble dog. So one theory, like, because I was thinking to myself, like, I'm taking history and I'm acting as if it's real, because we all want to trust history. We all want to trust history. We all want to look at the past and say, oh, okay, this is how the world started. This is how governments were formed. This is why we speak English. This is where language was formed. Oh, we're taking it back to Greece, the Lucerian mysteries, the dawn of the human intelligence, the quadrupling of the pineal gland, the neocortex, these kind of things. But for all we know, the moment right before our birth doesn't exist. But that's not where I'm at right now. I just want to say, like, that's like the antithesis of what I'm about to talk about. That whole, but just I'm saying, like, don't think I'm blind. Like, I know for that could also be the reality of the world. That this world could only be in the synapses of my perception. I don't want so when I start talking about history, don't dismiss the fact that I acknowledge that also it could be a possibility. I'm a theorist, so it's hard to say what happened before you took your first breath. That is a rough one. That is the amnesiatic, is that a word? Amnesiatic? The amnesia that we have as a species, as we have as a short lifespan entity, we have 100% cultural amnesia. We don't remember nothing. We don't know shit, honestly. That's how I feel. I feel like if history does exist, I don't know if it does. I don't know if this is a fucking simulation or if this is a dream, I'm hallucinating. If we're all just in one giant mass hallucination. And I don't know. I just watched The Matrix a couple days ago, guys, so my ideas are a little loopy. The Matrix is that one is a fucking one that will send your mind in a loop, folks. The Matrix. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie The Matrix. But okay, so now that y'all know that I'm open-minded, let's get back to the original point. Queen Bella, welcome as well. Queen Bella, how many admins do we got? We got 5 admins in here right now? Damn. I just got done with a bunch of psycho babble. I'm regressing to my original point here. So I was analyzing the world recently, and it comes with emotion. It comes with pride, a lot of pride. We have a lot of pride. It comes with a lot of questions, a lot of confusing questions, like where did we come from? Why are we here? All these things. But I realize, and I'm actually very happy. I don't know if happy is the word to use, but I'm exalted with this realization, is that it was never easy, folks. I don't care who you are. I don't care who the hell you are. If you are worth your weight, it has not been easy. No offense to the rich kids who never fucking struggled in their life. No offense to the people who just had their life planned out for them since birth. No offense to you simpletons. But to anybody worth their weight, understands that that's not a human thing to want a comfortable, easy route, man. It is something I realized that in history, for us to make it, okay, I'm gonna get into a history breakdown. Now, I'm not a historian, I'm not a scientist. I'm just getting into a quick little perception history's lesson. So humans killed all the other races that stood in its way. Homo sapiens destroyed all the monkeys, destroyed all the big eagles that would eat humans. All the giant birds got killed. All the monkeys got killed. Anything that stood in our way to accomplish where we sit today, so I could broadcast this with money in my pocket, a lot of death and suffering, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of beautiful things too, but a lot of death and suffering. I'm talking a lot. I'm talking species ended, species tortured. I was thinking to myself, not to seem like to put humans down, not to make this like humans are evil kind of thing, but it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder It makes you wonder what is necessary to prosper in this life. And what I've come to, what this little idea that's coming out right now is, if you if you're gonna prosper, be prepared to do whatever it takes. Be prepared to think on your feet. Be prepared to adapt. Because this little cookie cutter notion that, oh, if things aren't exactly how I want them to go, then fuck it. Temper tantrum, temper tantrum, temper tantrum. Oh, fuck it. Lose hope, lose hope, lose hope. Fuck it. But what good does that do our future? What good does that kind of thinking do anybody? So basically, I think that's a beautiful thing I've been realizing lately about history is our history is filled with nothing but death, corruption, wild people, and I accept it. And I'm willing to be the new generation. Although I'm not killing people, I'm not out there, I'm not a mob boss in New York City in the 70s. I'm not developing nuclear bombs. I'm not Oppenheimer. But I am alive, and I'm thinking. And that's where it starts, ladies and gentlemen. And there's so many reasons to dismiss this current world. So many. So many reasons to dismiss this world right now. The technology hierarchies, the corruption in the government. There's obviously multiple governments interfering with our government right now. It's obvious as fuck that there's multiple governments interfering with our society. It's blatant. It's in our face. They're fucking with our minds, folks. Not just the U.S. government, but the Russian government, the Chinese government, who knows what. Any government you could think of is probably fucking with us. Because we are the fucking fruit on the tree. Thank you, Bella. But with that being said, at first it seems overwhelming. At first it seems a bit overwhelming. Like, oh, like whoa, like what a lie we were born into, or what bullshit. But damn it, guys, this is the story we write. This is the story we can write. And I only express this right now because I was so close. Like I'm teetering, guys. I'm teetering. I'm teetering on fucking losing my mind or not. I'm teetering, but like not in like a emergency level teetering where it's like I need help right now. But I think all of us are somewhat teetering on what is what, and what is the best solution, and what is the best course of action in a societal collapse amidst a high advanced technological world with amnesia. And I don't say this to bring fear or doubt to anybody, but what I hope to bring, what my intention is to bring with this realization of chaos is that do not be afraid of the power of chaos, because chaos has existed since the dawn of time, but it is not God. It is not Satan. It is not the end. It is not the beginning. It is just there. It's just like air. Chaos is like air. It's been there as far as we know since the beginning of time, and it'll be there. And if it ain't there, we ain't here. So chaos is almost like that. And it's I know I'm not answering a lot of questions when I say that. This wasn't to answer a lot of live questions. What it was more is to stroke an excitement for the chaos. And I hope that we can all rise to the occasion, because it is going to be unfair, folks. It is going to be testing. It is going to test you. It's going to test your faith. It's going to test your kindness. It's going to test your character. It's going to test everything. And I wish I was a little more confident in how I'm going to do. I feel like I'm a bit of a fuck up. I feel like a little bit of a fuck up. Just a little tiny bit. But I know my heart is a powerful one. I know my mind is a powerful one. No matter how much of a fuck up I am, I know it. I know what I know. In that my body is fierce, my mind is fierce, my heart is fierce. I know my mind is wild, my heart is wild. But I feel like, okay, so to wrap it up, to put a bow on it, Rico Roxx, what does all this mean? Rico Roxx, what does all this mean? What does that have to do with that? What does chaos in the past have to do with your current trying to figure it out? The point of it all, of this quick little conversation was, if all humanity lost its mind at any point of this, we wouldn't be here. The fact that we are living in a society that's worth a darn, which it is, and I don't care who you are, this society we live in is worth something. It is probably probably the top 3 most advanced human civilizations on this planet's history. Say top 3. I'm sure there was at least one more advanced than us. I think the Egyptians had it. I think the Egyptians had that one. I think the Egyptians got that one for a number 1 advanced civilization. Now, I could be wrong, but Great Pyramids of Giza, how'd they do it? Nobody knows. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is, I'm begging myself to rise up to the occasion right now. You guys, I don't live an easy life. I don't live a hard life, depending on who you ask. But I live a chaotic fucking life. I live a life of fucking chaos, you guys. It is just the world I was born into. It's my family was chaotic. My entire life, chaos. Like, I was bred in chaos ever since I was little. Chaos. Like, when it just is chaotic as you can. My life is so chaotic, I can't even explain. I'm actually not even telling you my life's current situation right now, because I just don't want to deal with the outside perspective of people who don't. I just don't want to hear it. But my life is chaotic, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not a negative thing, but it's a oh man, right now I'm dealing with something where it's on my shoulders. It is, how are you gonna act, Rico Roxx? How are you gonna act? How are you gonna think? How am I gonna think? Am I gonna complain? Am I gonna throw a tantrum? Am I gonna quit? Am I gonna be overwhelmed? Or, better yet, will I rise? Will I fill the positions I need to fill? Will I be the leader that needs to be? And it all lies in the chaos. Is the chaos a blessing, or is the chaos a curse? The decision is yours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the rant. That is the end of the rants. Thank you. So Kartik says he needs advice to the situation. I am broadcasting right now. So let's go ahead and get a caller up here. Let's get a caller. Thank you, sweet Bella. My dearest Bella. See if we can get Kartik up. See if we can get Kartik from India. All right, Kartik, Jesus. So I don't know if any of these words that I said today related with anybody, but I know I kind of got a little bit sporadic on my dialogue there. But yeah, guys, this world was never that simple. So don't expect it to be super simple. But I do recommend fight for it. Oh, fight for this. Fight for the righteousness. Fight for glory, guys. Fight for glory. And I know it sounds fucked up. Like, how dare you ask us to fight for glory? This world don't deserve it. This world doesn't deserve our effort. And maybe you do. Maybe you, the individual, anybody hearing this audio, maybe you deserve it. Maybe you deserve a chance to fight for your life. Even if the rest of the world is shitting on it, even if everyone is spitting in your face, if everyone is beating you up, and everyone's kicking you down, and everyone doesn't believe in you, maybe if you just believed in yourself, maybe that could start an avalanche effect. Maybe, perhaps. Perhaps. It can start a domino effect. Do not be afraid to start setting a trend. And I'm begging myself. As I say this, I am begging myself. Rico Roxx, I beg of thee. Rise to the occasion, brother. Rise, my son. Rise to the occasion, my son. I'm talking to myself. Rise, brother. Rise, boy. Please, just rise to it. Because I know you can. I know you can.